Hello everyone, it's your options guy. Welcome back to another video. Alright, so you're probably wondering what the hell happened, right? What's going on with Palantir? Why is it dipping? It's like non-stop, like please make it stop, right? Trust me, I get it. So today we're gonna go over kind of like everything you need to know. So we're gonna cover basically earnings. We're gonna go over basically why I think the earnings was good, even though some investors kind of got mixed results, and then they're like, oh no, it's bad, it didn't meet the expectation stuff, and then it just started going down from there. But overall, I think it's good, and I'll explain why. And then we're also going to cover why ARK is the big ARK play that made it headlines and everything today, or basically they bought like 1.6 million shares today, and I'm pretty sure like it's going to be like more headlines, more news about that tomorrow, incoming days and stuff like that. We're also going to talk about lockup expiration because there's still a lot of questions about lockup expiration. There's still a lot of fear going on with the lockup expiration. So I just want to cover lockup expiration as well and kind of explain to you what my thoughts are with lockup expiration and what might actually happen versus what everyone thinks is going to happen. So we'll cover that. And then lastly, I'll go over my portfolio. I'll show you guys like the beatdown that I got today, and obviously I've been having a lot of beatdowns because I have all my money in Palantir, but I'll go over what I'm doing basically to kind of hedge my position so I don't go down that much, and then also like what I'm planning to do and stuff like that. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, you know that the stock is down about 12% today, and that's pretty major blow. And however, over the past week, it's actually down 26% if you look at the weekly chart. So it has been dropping pretty significantly, and even more so today. So it's been kind of crazy. So the whole earnings and everything. So let's cover what earnings happen and why I think it's good. So the first reason is basically the executives or Palantir are basically saying that we're gonna come out and we're gonna expand our sales team. So as of right now, they only have a sales team of around 30. So imagine like everything that they've done and all the revenue they've gained and everything, that was with a team of 30. So imagine what they're gonna do once they expand their sales team. And basically the executives are saying that they plan to expand to triple digits, if not more, who knows. So triple digits is kind of like the forecast, and that's huge. That's basically expanding like times 3 at least, you know. And this is not including the whole IBM partnership, and also kind of leveraging IBM Salesforce to also do some selling and stuff like that. So I foresee a lot of selling coming up, especially in the commercial side with the IBM partnership and with the expansion of the sales team, of course. And there might even be more partnerships as well coming up. Okay, so in my last video, I was basically saying that we're gonna smash earnings. I felt like we've had contract over contracts, and we should definitely be above 200 million easy. And yeah, so we basically had a 40% revenue increase from last quarter, and we came out with 322 million, and that's 22 million more than the 300 million that the Wall Street projected. So overall, I think we did smash not earnings, I guess, but we did smash the revenue, so that's definitely a good plus. Okay, so another thing that I mentioned in my last video was it's not just the financials that matter, it's also the year-over-year growth and stuff like that actually matters a lot, because growth is kind of like what I would say catches the eye of big investors like ARK and stuff. So I know it catches my eye, so growth is really important. And the good thing is executives are saying that they expect to have more than 30% of growth annually for the next 5 years. So to me, that's good. And that 30% to me is more of like a conservative percentage. It could be more, it could be 40, it could be 50. So that's definitely good, and we're moving in the right direction. So overall in 2020, Palantir had a pretty good year, I would say. Basically, their main expense, or one of their biggest expense, was the stock-based compensation stuff that they had to do with the whole DPO and basically going into the market. So if it wasn't for that, I feel like they would have easily had a profit. And actually, let's talk about that. So if you look at the Barron's article, basically they're saying that with non-GAAP, that Palantir actually turned a profit, and they actually had like a 6 cents per share profit versus the 2 cents projected. However, if you count the gap accounting principles and all that stuff, then they were actually on the negative side. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, what's GAAP and what's non-GAAP? So GAAP is more of like the foundation of like actually doing reporting and like stuff like that with finances. So you kind of have to follow these set of principles and for accounting and all that stuff, just to make sure that you're not basically you're not like cheating investors and stuff. However, non-GAAP is more or less the same. However, it doesn't follow like those stricter rules. So non-GAAP is also good to look at though, because it kind of shows you kind of like what's happening behind the scenes without some additional costs that are kind of irregular and stuff like that. So for example, like let's say you were looking at Salesforce and Salesforce bought out Slack recently. So that is, you would have to look at that and be like, okay, if it wasn't for that acquisition and stuff, then Salesforce wouldn't have reported like lower numbers and stuff like that. So it's kind of the same thing here with Palantir, with basically they had a huge expense with the whole stock-based compensation stuff. So if it wasn't for that stuff, then they would have had a profit basically. All right, so the next topic that we're going to talk about is ARK. And basically ARK, they bought 1.6 million shares today, and I thought that was great news. I kind of expected that they were gonna like take full advantage of this dip and just like go in aggressively, and they actually did. I think the last aggressive purchase that I saw them do with Palantir was around like, I think it was like 500,000 shares, somewhere around there, not too long ago. And this time it's 1.6 million, and that's pretty crazy. So I think them, or probably like along with some other people, they managed to keep the stock up. So I know, like I've been watching the stock, and it was 30 at first, it was going back down and then back up and then back down, and then it kept bouncing off of 28. Like it seemed like it was gonna go down to 28, but it wasn't for the longest time. It just kept bouncing on top of 28, and then it finally broke 28, but after hours is back up. So big thanks to ARK and some other players. I'm pretty sure there's some other heavy players that are in, but I think it's really good news that ARK is investing. It kind of catches like some retail investors' eyes, because there's a lot of retail investors that are kind of see like Cathie Woods as like kind of like an Elon Musk, but they kind of praise her, and I know I praise her, so I feel like she knows what she's doing and stuff. So it's really good just seeing ARK making this big purchase. So that to me just shows that they're confident in what they're purchasing. That I think they have like 40, that was a $45 million purchase or something, and they have like somewhere in the 122 million or something, if I remember, like invested in Palantir alone. That moved up their weight of Palantir back, or from 52 in the low, now they're like in the 32. So they're definitely moving up within that ARKW ETF portfolio. So it's just showing ARK's confidence in Palantir, which is good. All right, so now let's talk about the whole lockup expiration thing, because oh my gosh, like I don't know what's going on. Like I feel like everyone is so focused on this lockup expiration thing that like raise your hand if you have it in your mind that you think all the insiders are gonna sell all their shares. Just raise your hand. And if you have your hand raised, I think you're dumb. I'm sorry. I think that's just like bad way of thinking, because number one, like why would they do that? Why would they sell at $28 when this could be worth it? This just came into in the market. Like this whole lockup thing happens with many companies, many companies, especially tech companies that barely come out. And you normally don't really see like a huge dip happen after the lockup expiration. Like there might be some people selling and stuff, but I don't foresee like all the employees just selling their shares. Like that wouldn't make any sense, and that would just be bad for their company. It would show like man, like I don't believe in my company, I'm just gonna sell all my shares. And then imagine if everyone does that, it'll just create like this snowball effect, and then like why would people even be investing in this company if that's happening, right? Just like think about it. So I know with the whole lockup expiration, a lot of people are thinking that this is gonna tank hardcore, go back to like the 17s, which is crazy. I feel like this has more likely scenario to touch 40 than it has to touch 17. And it's actually done that multiple times. It's been around the 40 range, 45 range, then it's been in the 17 range. So I know back when we were like in the 25 range, everyone was like, this is gonna hit 17 before it hits 30, and then look what happened. So I feel like a lot of people are thinking that this is gonna like instantly dip hardcore and tank because of this whole lockup expiration, and they don't really understand what it means. So I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. You know, all the insiders will be like, you know what, forget Palantir. I'm just gonna sell my shares, and then yeah. But I just don't see that as being like a likely scenario. So just keep that in mind. Don't be waiting for the floor of the dip. It's really hard to time the market. If you want to get in Palantir, get in now, honestly, or get in like half now, half like on Friday with the whole lockup expiration thing. If you really think it's gonna dip even harder, buy puts if you're so confident, you know. But just be careful. I don't think what's gonna happen or what you think might happen will actually happen. You know, you'll be. All right. Lastly, so this is my portfolio. Obviously, I'm down a huge chunk actually. So I'm not too worried. I've been down 40,000, 30,000 multiple times, and I've managed to put my portfolio back up even higher when it comes back up. So the way I see it, I'm only down like $10, $11 in Palantir. I definitely think Palantir is still worth 40. That's my price target. I'm gonna stick to that price target, even though a lot of people sold with this whole earnings thing. I thought they actually had a really good earnings, and when I actually looked at the numbers and their year-over-year projections and the way the company is going, I think this should easily be 40 right now. I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that are like, no, this is 55, 60, or I don't know what, but I'm being a little bit more conservative, and I'm playing it with 40. I don't think that's too far of a reach. I think as of right now, we've kind of had a overreaction on selling, and if it wasn't for this whole lockup expiration thing that's like kind of scaring everyone, I feel like this could have easily bounced back up. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. It may bounce back. It's holding at 28. A lot of people were saying that this was gonna go to 25. More people are saying that this is gonna be 17 by the end of the week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see who's right. But yeah, I'm not too worried. I know it's 50,000 down. I'm only worried if this goes back under 20. Then I'll be a little bit worried. But even then, I feel like if that were to happen for whatever scenario, I feel like it wouldn't last that long. So I definitely hold out. So as you can see, I'm selling calls. I'm not buying calls. I know a lot of people mistake me with like these calls, like I'm actually buying because the expiration is next week and they think I'm crazy. No, I'm selling. When you sell calls, you're kind of hedging your position when your stock is going down. So that's why they're all like in the green basically. And then also I'm buying calls as we're going down, and I'm buying calls for further out expiration. I just chose August just to kind of have like a little safety net, but I feel like we would be around 40 before then, possibly even way before the next earnings date and everything. So I just chose August just because. But yeah, so it's kind of cheaper for me to buy calls right now than to actually buy more shares. I already have a lot of shares and I have shares in margin, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep selling calls, covered calls, and making money while it's going down, or if it's still down underneath 35 or whatever. And if we keep dipping, I'm just gonna keep buying calls, because you know, this is a good value. And if we keep dipping even more, then I'm just gonna keep buying calls because I know we're gonna come back up. This is an overreaction. And yeah, 26% down past this past week, 12% down. That's a really good opportunity to buy, and obviously ARK saw that, so I'm watching this too. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you give a like. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. We're actually almost past 500. Thank you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna keep making videos like this, giving you guys as much information as possible, and basically what I see, and any news or articles or anything that pops up with Palantir related. Right now I'm focusing on Palantir, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.